I thank Ambassador Ataeva for the presentation and now give the floor to Mr. Bahtиер Ибрагимов, Permanent Representative of Uzbekistan to the United Nations. You have the floor, Ambassador.
Mr. Chair, my fellow colleague from the Central Asian states, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Counterterrorism Committee for organizing this open briefing on preventing and countering terrorism and violent extremism in Central Asia. Recently, given the ongoing wars and conflict, persistent inter-ethnic and inter-religious contradiction in some part of the world, as well as the growing migration processes, the threat of terrorism and extremism are turning into a problem of global dimension. Using modern achievement of information and communication technologies, the radical forces effectively disseminate their ideas, brainwash people, and recruit them to attend in armed conflict and commit inhuman terrorist attacks. Unfortunately, young people become the main victim of terrorist propaganda. That's why we believe that the fight for the mind and heart of people, especially of the young generation, is a decisive factor in opposing radicalism and terrorism. Mr. Chair, let me briefly share with you the approach of Uzbekistan on countering the extremist terrorism and our experience in addressing the existing challenges. First, today, no single country or region is immune from the threat of radicalism and terrorism, neither could counter it alone. Effective measures against such phenomena can be undertaken only by working together in the framework of practical cooperation at the regional and international levels. Based on that, Uzbekistan actively participates in the activities of the United Nations, OECD, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, CIS, and other organizations aimed at countering terrorism and extremist threat. I would like to emphasize that thanks to the new political environment in Central Asia, the regional cooperation in countering cross-border challenges is being strengthened. For instance, following the result of the first consultative meeting of the head of Central Asian states held in Astana on the 5th of March this year, we agreed to strengthen the practical cooperation of law enforcement and intelligence agencies in countering the threat of terrorism, violent extremism, transnational organized crime, and drug trafficking. Today, we have already achieved concrete results of such regional cooperation among Central Asian states, including Afghanistan. Second, we are convinced that the use of only military means in combating radicalism and terrorism is not a solution to the problem. In general terms, such efforts are limited to tackling the consequences of challenges rather than their root causes. The main generator of radicalism, in our view, is the ideology of extremism and violence itself, which is based on the ignorance and lack of tolerance. Therefore, the solution to this problem requires a special integrated approach. Uzbekistan undertakes targeted and systematic work to counter radicalization. Based on our centuries-old tradition of spiritual and moral enlightenment and upbringing, we strive to deliver to the people, first of all to our youth, the true humanistic essence of Islam, which calls for kindness, peace, and tolerance. For this purpose, at the initiative of Uzbekistan President, we have established the Center for Islamic Civilization, International Islamic Academy, International Research Center of Imam Bukhari and Imam Tirmizi in our country. Uzbekistan invites the clergymen and scientists from Central Asia and other countries for cooperation with educational and scientific institutions in their effort to reveal deeply the essence of enlightened Islam. We also call upon our partner to jointly develop and promote within the United Nations a special resolution of the General Assembly entitled Enlightenment and Religious Tolerance. The main goal of this document is to promote universal access to education, eliminate ignorance, promote tolerance and mutual respect, ensure religious freedom, protect the rights of believers, and prevent their discrimination. Third, We believe that it's extremely important to ensure the condition for self-fulfillment of the youth, to strengthen specific social measures against the engagement of young people in the activities of radical and terrorist organizations. In this context, I would like to emphasize the effort undertaken in Uzbekistan to increase the level of social protection of young people, assisting them in finding jobs, solving housing and other matters. Uzbekistan stands for development of multilateral cooperation in the sphere of social support for the younger generation, protection of their legitimate rights and interests. At the 72nd session of the United Nations General Assembly last September, President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev proposed to develop a UN International Convention on the Rights of Youth, which is a unified international legal instrument aimed at the establishment and implementation of strong youth policy in the context of globalization and rapid development of information and communication technologies. Fourth, the Senate of Uzbekistan has recently approved the law on countering extremism, which is aimed at ensuring the security of the individual, society, and the state, protecting constitutional order and territorial integrity of Uzbekistan, preserve peace, interethnic and interreligious harmony of the people.